Hi. Try not to start every video with a smile. One of you guys recently told me that I look creepy when I smile so much during my videos. So I always appreciate you guys' honest feedback. It helps. But I'm a smiler, so I gotta keep it up. That's just who I am. Gotta be true to me. So smiles it is. I don't know what to say. Anyway, I want to give you guys a gift. I want to give you a gift. I want to give you a gift today, and no, it's not peanut butter pie, although I know a lot of you wish it would be. Also, hello to, we have a lot of new faces. I'm Mr. Ryan, and you'll see this mug on your screen as often as I possibly can. I try for every day. I don't always make it, but try to make it something positive. I usually take a little tidbit of my own life, lessons I've learned, and identify with things that you all might be experiencing too, so we can start to use our experiences, good, bad, otherwise, in the positive light, in a positive direction. And our whole goal basically is you're gonna look around the room, and for kids who have been here for a while, you're gonna see, like, here he goes. Our whole goal with everything that we're talking about is we want to break cycles. We want to break cycles. We want to stop patterns of the people that came before us. You know, maybe our parents were abusive, neglectful, substance users, you know, whatever it is, and their parents before them and all that. And then we find ourselves in situations where now we're making decisions and forming relationships that aren't healthy. And we don't want that. I don't want that for you guys. I know you don't want it for your life, but it's hard because at some point you start to believe it about yourself. If you've lived in it for your entire childhood up until this point, you know that your grandparents, your parents, your foster parents, your aunts, uncles, or whoever before you, it's Marley getting a drink, those people before you were making those decisions and engaging in those bad or negative behaviors. It's hard because you kind of get this idea like, oh, I guess that's going to be my life, right? And then a couple things might happen that, you know, cause you problems, and then you kind of, you slowly, unfortunately, a lot of people slowly just give up, and they give in to the, well, I guess that's just, my life's going to suck. Like, I'm going to not be capable of doing the things I would want. I'm never going to rise above this level. Like, it's good, man. I'm just going to fall right into that same circle or cycle that, you know, everybody before me did. Or that your friends are in, or whatever. And your friends will try hard to keep you in a cycle of negativity. If that's what they're doing, they don't want to see you break out of that. They're comfortable with you in that negativity. It's tough. It's tough to break a cycle. For those of you that are new and don't know what I'm talking about when I say, you know, tidbits from my life, there's a lot to say, so maybe I'll catch up with you on an individual basis. But let's just say I probably have a good idea of a lot of the feelings and challenges that you might be experiencing now based on the things that I experienced when I was young. Okay, the gift. The gift I want to give you is, how do I word it? I don't know. The gift I want to give you is the ability to, we talked about seeing each other, seeing ourselves through other people's lens and other people's eyes before. We talked about that yesterday. I want to give you the gift of a different perspective. As we talk about breaking cycles, I want to give you an option here, okay? You've had things happen to you. You've made tough decisions. You've made wrong decisions. You've made bad or unhealthy decisions. You've gotten a situation that ultimately landed you in the juvenile justice system. You're on probation, you're detained, whatever it is, right? You can think about it two ways. And I'm giving you the gift right now of what freed me completely to think about everything that happened to me and all the mess that I went through in my whole lifetime. I spent too much time like, man, I'm just so beaten down by life, and I'm struggling with all these things, and my emotions aren't right, and I'm depressed, and I struggle with social anxiety, and, you know, all the things that, well, I still battle to this day. I used to just feel like I was a victim. And then I've had this conversation a couple times in the past couple days for other people, but they always ask me, like, how did you get to the point where you were willing to tell your story? Because we all have a story. I got to that point when I finally, like, I let out little tidbits of things that I had been through, and people, they were interested because in those situations it had happened to them too, and the feelings that I described were feelings that they had, and so all of a sudden they felt like they weren't so alone. And so I saw that happen more and more and more, and I started to change my thinking, like, man, all that stuff I went through is helping people. And so I started to see it differently rather than like this just period of sheer hell that I had to live through because I was the unlucky draw in the game of life. I got to think of it more so as, ironically, a gift. I have this perspective, this frame of reference now, this ability to see all of that stuff and use it for good and build other people up or bring them out of a feeling of total isolation where they weren't sure if anybody else had felt those feelings before or been through the events. Like, all of a sudden there was connection there, and they were willing to like share and get out all the pain and stuff that had happened to them. So that's my gift to you today as we're on Friday afternoon. My gift to you is an opportunity to start thinking about all of the things, the trauma, the bad circumstances, the hurt, the pain, all that you've experienced, and think about it as that has been essentially like it's better than going, for me, no, I shouldn't say that. It's not better than going to college. I don't want to discourage anybody from going to college. But as far as what I went to school for and working with people, like some of my best lessons that I've learned and the things that I use most often happened to me in life, just life university. That's where it was. So you're living it. You're learning those lessons. You're seeing those things. You're feeling those feelings, and you're going through essentially what you can now use as your biggest, strongest tool that you have to help others, to bring them out of isolation and loneliness and depression, and say, hey, me too, but guess what? We don't have to be that way. I'm working on this, and this is helping. They can share other things that they're doing. You can take from them and just build off each other and build each other up. So it's a huge gift. It changed my entire view on life, period. And ultimately, that was probably one of the final steps for me that I could say I officially did what? What did I do? What do I always end a video with? That was me. That was my last push to break that cycle. I was in a cycle of defeat and victimization for a long time. I ain't no more, because I'm a cycle breaker, and so are you. So let's do it. Let's start to think differently and break your own cycle. Make a new one, because that's what we do. We are cycle breakers.